Hello there, my name's Thomas O'Regan and I'm a professional property investor here in Australia. Now, I just wanted to give you a quick historical background of property prices from now to the last 100 or so years. Now, here in Freshwater, where I live, the cheapest property you could buy is about $3 million, and for that property, you're looking at about a 500 square meter lot of land. It may or may not have a house on it. Why may it or may not have a house on it is because that is the value of the land. 500 square meter lot, that is the price for the land alone. Now, you might be getting, some people might not understand this when I say it, but you might be getting the house for free if there's a house on a lot of land. And what I mean by that is people might buy a rundown house that is totally okay to live in it for the sole purpose of demolishing it and building a new house. And effectively, there is no free lots of land here in Freshwater, but people are willing to spend whatever the land value is worth simply to demolish the house and build another house. I hope you understand that, but a good investment, just rule of thumb, is if you can buy a property at land value, that is a good investment. Now, let's go back to 1967, and I know this for a fact because my grandmother bought her house in the Northern Beaches in 1967. Guess how much she paid for it? That's right, $14,000. Same property today is worth $2.4 million. Think about that. Okay, so I don't know, I haven't got a calculator here with me. I don't know how much times that has gone up in the last 50 years or however many years it is since 1967, but it's a lot of time. I mean, if you knew that property prices were going to go from 14 grand in the last 50 years or so to $2.4 million, don't you think you would have bought more? Well, the reality is property prices are still going to go up on this trajectory for the unforeseeable future, as they have since the dawn of time started. So I understand that. And if I tell someone on the street, hey, this $3 million property in 10 years will be worth $6 million, and after that, it'll be worth $9 million, and after that, in 50 years, it'll probably be close to $100 million, they'll just tell me, hey, Tom, you're silly, you don't know what you're talking about. Then no, it won't. Reality is, yes, it fucking will. Yes, it fucking will. No one realizes it. No one gets it. That's why they don't buy property. That's why they don't buy more. They just look back in time and go, gee, if I knew what I knew now, I would have bought more. But they don't realize it's going to keep going like that. So you can, in this time, in this day, buy more property and grow very wealthy. But, you know, people, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're thinking. They just don't do it. Guess what? Yes, you could buy a property for $14,000 in 1967, but guess what the property prices are worth in 1908 in Freshwater? You could buy a lot of land with a deposit of $1. Look, this is a poster of Freshwater. The government used to sell land in Freshwater before there were any people or houses here. They used to sell the lots of land to people to build houses on. The houses would cost about $150, maybe $300, sorry, not dollars, pounds in 1908 to build, which was a lot of money at the time, go figure. But the government was selling these properties and all you needed was a $1 deposit to buy it at the time. So seriously, do you want me to show you more data that suggests property prices, or that states, or that proves property prices were far cheaper, or not cheaper, but in relative to the currency at the times was far easier to acquire or far lower than today? 1,000 years ago, it was almost impossible to buy properties because you know, you had to be a king, a noble, or something like that, a bloodline. You had to marry into royalty to become wealthy through properties. But today is easiest time ever to buy properties, and if you hold property for a long time, you become very wealthy, especially if you don't just buy property and hold it, but you buy and scale your property portfolio. You become very wealthy. See you guys next time. Bye.